We are all evil. Yes, that is I believe, the argument that Meridian is making quite a bit. The overall nature of this book is misanthropic. It's a very distilled thing of course, the nature of longing. When we long for sex, power, material wealth, spiritual awareness, theology, God, revenge, just some sense of validation, of purpose, of an answer to the world. And we never really think to consider of whether or not those things are going to be good for us, or if they'll even satisfy any type of thing we have within ourselves. Because inherently it's a common thing of reflection within the book. Maybe it's not the case that people are inherently evil, but we're all culpable and able to commit evil. We are able to be apathetic to evil and ignore it. We can be participants in that. And it's a very resonant thing. We are doing horrific things. The whole thesis of the book commonly refers to the fact that we have an inherent childishness to ourselves, towards our naivety, our own morality, our own self-reflection, and how we don't really contemplate our own complexities of moral efficacy, and really go our day-to-day without really considering the nature of what we're longing for, of what we're capable of, and whether or not we can even sink as low as the Gladden game did. You know, a person like Gladden was an individual who lost his first family at the hands of Native Americans, and since then he's since descended into just a legacy of lechery, of brutality, of larceny, of brutal carnage, and just disgusting behavior. He's become a sardonic apostle to Holden. Everything that he encapsulates in a single person, that no matter how valid we feel in our rage and our fury, we have just this sense of disturbed character to ourselves that we lay hidden, and it's waiting to be unveiled at any chance, any opportunity. Even the person like the kid, who's very clearly going to be on a sort of road of trying to fix himself and trying to understand, he committed a lot of horrible actions. He very likely raped people. He very likely murdered people. He was much complicit, either as a witness or as a willing participant, towards the carnage that the Gladden gang committed. And it's a very common thing. You are just as guilty to be a witness to the nature of war. Bears that dance, bears that don't. We are all very much guilty of a lot of things. And even someone like McCarthy, it was the whole point of The Orchard Keeper was the sins of the father, something he could relate to quite a bit, with the actions his own father committed against indigenous people within America. And those actions haunted McCarthy, and I feel a sense of guilt. While we certainly want to say, like, we're not guilty of the sins of the people of the past, we certainly are guilty of being apathetic towards the carnage and the horrors that are happening today. Whether they be personal, whether they be global, we are very much guilty in our own fashions, in our own ways. Holden is very much a case of even the witness towards such an atrocity, the witness towards change, the witness towards all these events. He's as guilty as the willful participant, because they had the need for action, and they have done nothing more than be a willful slave to history. Nothing to change at all. And it's a thing there that we're all either apathetic or just outright evil in a lot of regards towards our actions. It's not a matter of God, it's not a matter of this or that or civilization or culture. Holden is all of us. He is the symbol of evil for every culture, for every ideology, for every awful philosophy that has pushed people towards the brink of despair and horror. He is a symbol for everything that we have done throughout history, right from the dawn of time, right as we rose from the urge slime. It is a part of our nature to be evil. We're not inherently good, and I think that's a very important aspect there. We all long for something. We're not inherently evil either. It's not a case of morality. It's a case of just nature. It's why there's so much symbolism in this book of being like apes, like being like dogs, barbarians, savages, creatures. How the line between humanity and civilization as a facade for a sense of order against the fascistic nature of, well, nature itself is such a common motif in the book. You and I are witnesses towards every action and misdeed within the world, and you or I are guilty. Holden is the judge of us, and he is judging us harshly and calling us out for what we are. Hypocrites. And I am but one of many hypocrites. And that is why we walk this narrow road, for the moral arc of the universe is long and hard, but it does bend and curve towards justice. Thank you, Cormac McCarthy. May you rest in peace.